Josh likes to score. He likes to see that scoreboard light up. Who in this room doesn't? His team this year scored more than 39 points a game, 10th best in college football. The Knights are #1 in scoring. I think our fans will enjoy watching the scoreboard light up again next season. I know Martha and I will. Josh, welcome to UCF. We're so excited to have you, Dawn, Hannah, and Jace as part of the UCF family. And finally, congratulations to Danny White for another outstanding hire. Whether it's football, basketball, tennis, or baseball, Danny knows how to find great coaches. Let's give him an oak leaf cluster on his hero medal and wish him continued success. Danny, on behalf of Knights Nation, we're glad you're on our team.
We started this process, as I mentioned, on Saturday with our players. I met after I left this press conference, the post-game presser. I went and visited with the team representatives and heard from them on what they're looking for, attributes they're looking for in a head coach. I shared with them when I introduced Josh, but just to recap a little bit of that, they really wanted to continue the family atmosphere that's been built around here. In their words, a player's coach, someone that cares about them and has a relationship with them, not only on the field but off the field. Without us even asking questions about it, Josh went in depth about his philosophy on that and building a family atmosphere, and how much genuinely caring and building genuine relationships with our student athletes is critical to success. And so I think we checked that box. They talked about offense. They used words like, and I'm a basketball guy, but they use words like RPO offense, eye candy, and fast tempo. I think we got that with this guy. Everywhere he's been, they put up a lot of numbers, both as a coach and a player. #1 in the SEC in total offense this past year. Obviously, there's some stout defenses in that conference. And then finally, defense. They talked about a defensive style that we certainly felt fit with what Coach Heupel wants to do with our program. So really excited about the next leader of our football program, who has been to all levels of football, experienced it all as a player, as a coach, and I think gives us great perspective for the next chapter.
Just an absolute honor and fulfillment of a lifelong dream to be here. And it's really a fulfillment of a dream of being able to be the head football coach at a university where you have a chance to compete for championships and play on the biggest stages year in and year out. And that's what I found here at UCF. When I started looking at this job, there's things that every coach across America could see. This is the largest university in a great state. It's in the fastest growing city in America, and it's on the most fertile recruiting territory in the entire country. All of those things are reasons that everybody in America wants to be the head coach here at UCF. All right? But what I did not know, that I just found out through the process, is that the leadership at this university is harmonious, it's synchronized, and they are about going out and creating the future. Not just letting the future happen to them, but about creating the future here at UCF. All right? Their vision for what they want the university to be and how athletics fit into that is an extremely special opportunity for a coach like me and for our future and current players. All right? We're sitting in a program that is and will be one of the elite programs in the entire country, not every other year, but on a consistent yearly basis. The championship season that UCF had this past season is something special. I was able to talk to the players earlier today, and I've been on a lot of championship football teams, and there's a very fine margin of what separates one of those years from other years. But ultimately, in my opinion, and Coach Frost and his staff did a tremendous job here, it comes down to the character and the relationships that are formed inside of that room. And between the coaching staff and the players, and within the players, there's something special that happened this past season. And it's my job as the head coach to continue to develop those relationships and to continue to develop that continuity between the players to push this program to the next level. And I look forward to the opportunity of developing those relationships with those players. College football, to me, and what type of environment that I want to create here is really about a couple of things. I think it's about having a competitive environment. I talked to the players today about when you walk through the doors, being the same guy every single day. There's going to be ups and downs in your life. There's going to be ups and downs inside of your classroom, relationships with your family, whatever it might be. But when you walk through the glass doors, having a competitive environment that your players love being involved in, that's going to draw the best out of them on a consistent basis. And then really what it comes down to, the second point, is it's about relationships. And I believe that your players need to understand that you love them, not just for the 4 years that they're here, and not just while they're on the football field between the white lines, but it is ultimately about a relationship that lasts for the next 40 years, that's deep and meaningful, and is going to be something that helps propel them throughout their entire life to achieve success. At the end of the day, our coaching staff is here to develop our players and challenge our players to do things better than they've ever been done, ever before, on a consistent basis, so that our players can be champions, not just for today, not just for tomorrow, but for the rest of their life. And that is the type of individuals that we will have inside of our room. That's the type of individuals that we're going to recruit to be a part of our staff. Yeah, it excites everybody. Now, during the course of the season, I wasn't able, because of the games that we were playing, to watch a lot of the football. I caught bits and pieces. Obviously, you saw highlights every week on TV. There's special players coming back. When you go through the roster and you look at it, there's a handful of players that they're going to be graduating and playing their last game in the Peach Bowl. But for the most part, the nucleus of this team is coming back on both sides of the ball. And I think, as a guy that's been on the offensive side of the ball, great quarterback coming back, he's put up huge numbers, he's played really smart football, he's made plays with his arms and with his legs. That's special. If you're going to have a championship season, you have to have a championship caliber quarterback, and it's always great to have that piece coming back. But you look at the skill guys that are coming back, and then up front as well, besides the tackle position, I think that's a position of need, not knowing, the guys that didn't play this year that were backups. The skill guys are special, and special in this conference, and special against whoever they're going to go play. And so, those guys being on the same page, being a year further ahead in the program, I think is something that's going to be critical for our success as we move down the road. Yeah, there's pressure, absolutely, but there's no pressure that's greater than that I would have already put on myself. I've played on big stages, I've played in big games, I've coached in them too. And at the end of the day, when you walk across the white lines, it's all the same. And I'm going to be consistent and true to who I am and how I interact with our players. We're going to build this program from where it's at and take it to higher heights. I think it's special to have the opportunity to take over a program, that's currently 12-0 and got a chance to go play in a great New Year's Day bowl game. And so I think there's a lot of positives to this situation. The current staff will evaluate that as I get further in today and in the coming days. I have not had a chance to meet with any of the current staff. The reception inside of the locker room was special, and I think anytime there's a transition, and there's always uncertainty, and the players are looking for what is this next coach going to be about. And so I was able to go through the traits and characteristics that we're going to try to instill in them. I talked to them about the environment that we're going to try to create when they walk through the door every single day. But ultimately, I also told them this, those are words. Obviously, actions speak louder than words. But I promised them that as we move forward, they're going to understand what I'm saying is going to be truthful, and hopefully I'll gain their trust as we move through this process. Worked under Coach Odom at the University of Missouri. Did a great job of leading our program. He also gave me leeway to lead our men on the offensive side of the ball, to recruit, to develop those players, to implement game plans and practice plans. So I don't feel like it's my first time going through it. Instead of dealing with half the side of the ball, I'm going to deal with the entire program. So yeah, there are going to be some new experiences that I haven't had to haven't come in contact with, or decisions that have to be made. Absolutely, but I feel fully confident in what I've done and what I'm going to do and how I'm going to approach those situations. That we'll overcome those obstacles and make those decisions that are going to lead this program in the right direction. It's fulfillment of a lifelong journey and dream, I told everyone in the room when I was interviewing, I got a degree in marketing, business marketing, and that was a fallback plan. From the time I've been little, I've always wanted to be a football coach. I love the game. I love the mental strategy, the X's and O's of it. But more than anything, I love the relationships that you form inside of the game. Football is the greatest teaching platform for life, in my opinion, because there's so many ups and downs. It's the ultimate team game. 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense, 11 guys on special teams that all got to be synchronized and harmonious and on the same page. So I love it. My mom and dad, they're, 62, 63 right now. They still travel to every ball game. They're still in it. My dad's going to be on the sidelines at every ball game. And he'll probably give me a laundry list of things that he would have liked to be a little bit different after the ball game. That's what he's been doing so far, so I don't expect that to change. But it's the culmination of a lifelong journey, and I meant what I said, in that I didn't just want to be a head coach anywhere. I wanted to be somewhere where you can chase and go after championships on a consistent basis. And I think that's just what's so unique about this place. It's so young as a program, all right, but it sits in such a fertile area. And the vision of the university, the administration, gives this place an opportunity to be a championship caliber program year in and year out. And it's something that I'm really excited about. I really truly believe this is one of, if not the most elite job in America. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to mention that yet. The defensive side of the ball, Randy Shannon will be our defensive coordinator. Excited about having him as part of our staff. When I was first contacted about this opportunity, interviewing for the job here, you immediately start to go through and who are some guys that maybe you want to have on staff. And one of the most critical hires to me is me being an offensive guy, through my coaching career, is who's going to be on the other side of the ball. I've competed against Randy, coached against him a couple times, and when I was at Oklahoma, he came out and visited us and got a chance to know him a little bit better. When I was able to talk with him a little bit and make sure that our vision for what we want inside of the program is synchronized, I think it was a no-brainer hire because he loves kids. He's a great teacher. He's going to run a 3-4 scheme that has the ability to move into a 4-man front. He believes in creating negative plays. He's going to be multiple in his coverages. All those things fit. And then obviously he's got a great, rich history here in Florida and has the ability to recruit the entire state. And ultimately that's the lifeblood of our program. If you watched us the last couple of years, we're no-huddle, fast-paced offense as well. I think that's the style that they want. That's the style that's true to me. That's how I want to play. I think it's an exciting brand of football, but I also think you dictate to the defense what's going to happen instead of being reactionary. I think that's critical. That's also why I want an aggressive style of football on the defensive side of the ball as well. At the end of the day, I met with some of the players today, and I believe in this. There's a lot of ways to play a fast, up-tempo offense. At the end of the day, the 11 guys that are going to compete at a championship level are the 11 guys that need to be out there on the football field. And that's tight ends, H-backs, running backs, wide receivers. You fit what you do to your personnel. I don't have a set card of plays and this is all we're going to do offensively. That's not how I operate. At the end of the day, it's about taking the talent that we have that's going to play at a championship level and putting an offense together within the schemes that we have to put those guys in a position to be successful and go chase a championship. The American's a great football conference. I've gotten a chance to watch it over the last couple of years in some crossover games as much as anything. An SEC opponent that maybe has played an AAC conference member. I think it's an exciting brand of football. You got creative, innovative guys on the offensive side of the ball. You got aggressive defenses that have great skill players. And I think it's one of the premier leagues in the country, and I think it's continuing to get better as well. What I've seen, what he's been able to do as far as numbers, and again, I haven't seen the full body of work. He's a special player, and Heisman Trophy candidacies and ultimately sitting in New York City. Some of those things are out of your control. I think if a player just focuses on that, they're going to fall short of where they want to be. But I think if he is able to lead his team the way he did this past year, put up similar numbers, he's certainly one of the elite players in America. There's no doubt about that.